Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We have a 1v1 for you all on Lost Glider on the Eastern Front. Let's go through the players, shall we? We have Valhallen as the Germans, obviously. We don't need a commander choice yet. Okay, I wonder where they'll go. And we have Ralph Roberts as the Soviet Union. I wonder where they'll go. If they'll go anything. We already have Ost coming out for Valhallen. Okay. So we're going to see Ost Division against the Soviets. Pretty thematical choice in all honesty. Because the Ost Division and Ost Legions, I think, fought a lot on the Eastern Front against the Soviets, obviously. That's kind of what they were created for, I'm pretty sure. And also to help Germany with some of its manpower issues. Still no commander choice from the Soviets, though. But we have several conscripts coming out to secure territory for the Soviet Union. Osttruppen coming up behind some Volksgrenadiers, so some Germans here armed with Sturmgewehrs and some Eastern Europeans to try and secure some territory behind them. Generally it allows you to get a lot of territory easier because Osttruppen are fairly cheap. Well, they're also not the best infantry, but that's another discussion. And then coming up with a Grenadier. So I like what Valhallen does, where he gets one of each of the basic infantry. And then he moves them around to support one another, because each of the infantry can do a little bit more in a specialized role. Like the Volksgrenadiers are a little bit better at assaulting a position compared to the Grenadiers. While the Grenadiers are better at providing long-range support, while the Osttruppen are good at static infantry that can also help capturing. Oh, conscripts are all going to engage the Volksgrenadiers here. Now remember, the Sturmgewehrs are only visual. They are still technically, statistically, Kar-98s. Which still confuses a lot of people, but the conscripts are pulling back here. Before they take too many losses. And we have a commander choice. It is Shock. Okay, we have Shock Division for the Soviets. A pretty good choice. Shock Division is pretty powerful. Pioneers encountering conscripts, and these sappers are in trouble. Yeah, Osttruppen are just going to jump straight into the building. I'll give them a good avenue of fire here. It's going to force the sappers to get out of there. Ooh, and now the Volksgrenadiers are going to get some good shots here, and they mow down the sappers. They're keeping the Grenadier on the south here to support the Pioneer. But now there is a Frontoviki on the field. And Frontoviki is generally a lot more competent infantry than the conscripts are. We're also seeing a Maxim coming out early. Maxim is a fairly cheap machine gun, only 240. MT-42 coming out for the Wehrmacht. Don't know if you can hear that, but I think someone is drilling above me. Hopefully none of you guys hear that.
What do you need? This is now German.
That's annoying if you can hear that. I hope not. Anyway, conscripts are still getting replenished here. Ooh, laying a Riegel mine behind the sandbag. Now that's a very cheap booby trap, basically. And the Grenadiers only have one window here. Yeah, so that's definitely not the best avenue of fire. Oh, those Pioneers might be in trouble. Grenadiers coming up behind cover. Frontoviki coming up behind the cover there. Gebaldeladung coming out. Very good Gebaldeladung at that. But the Soviets ran behind the cover here. We got more conscripts coming up. He might be preparing him for a big charge here. And now the Germans are preparing to move on the other flank here. But the Maxim has to put up the cover to the rear. Very smart. Grenadiers are in trouble. That's a lot of conscript fire. Conscripts who suck at aiming though, but they do mow them down. Meanwhile, the Maxim has covered the flank here pretty well. We also have a second Maxim coming up, so we got a lot of Maxims. Germans are going for the cutoff point though. So with that cut off, the Soviets are not going to get any resources. So the Soviets need to work to... excuse me. The Soviets need to work to get that back.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
Now, what's this Maxim going to do? Is it just going to remain here? Because the Soviets have a little bit of a resource problem now. He might be planning to overwhelm the machine gun. Yeah, conscripts are marching at large, and there's not enough here to stop it.
Pioneers awaiting orders.
High Command has authorized converting civilian structures to field headquarters, Commander.
And here comes the Grenadiers to support.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Both Grenadiers are in trouble.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
And then Maxim coming around the corner here. Actually mowing down the entire crew.
Enemy has killed
Very good job there from the Maxim. But the Grenadiers are coming out to try and open fire. But some Fontoviki are coming up quickly. And the Fontoviki are doing a lot better job here with their aiming. Air grenade coming out. This doesn't look like air grenade did much. We also have some shock troopers coming out. 2-1 in the field for the Germans. But shock troopers on the field here, pretty good infantry. More expensive troops that you get access to as shock. Generally are really good. I think they are with SVTs. So much better at medium range and just have a lot more firepower. I think you're going for the munitions point. No Regal mine laid here. Grenade going overhead. Another egg grenade.
Ready for combat.
Egg grenade is not the most powerful grenade though.
Panzer Grenadiers
Also mortar arriving for the Soviet Union. Panzer Grenadiers arriving the 25th. A rather unique Panzer Grenadier unit by being the only unit in the German army to actually be fully mechanized, as in terms of Panzer Grenadiers, so that made them quite unique. 2-1 has no upgrades, but the Maxim can actually suppress it. Yeah, and there we go, the gun is suppressed. Tank hunters coming up behind it.
What we have secured.
Soviets do pretty well against German light vehicles thanks to their PTRS rifles. Still no sappers though for the Soviets. They're relying entirely on stuff from the rifle command.
British Guards troops are standing by.
Well, that's not the worst because they still get access to the shock troopers. They're gonna have to rely on a lot of different things. Oh, Eagle Mine went off, but only killed one guy. Okay, that's lucky for the Soviets. It's because shock troopers are pretty expensive. There we go, tank hunters on the fields.
Did you need something? Infantry firing on us.
2-1 immobilized.
Combatant, Red Army artillery ready to fire.
Throwing a grenade in the way. I think that's a dead 2-1. Grenadiers have been armed with a Russian PTRD. Russians generally, well, Germans generally use a lot of captured equipment, especially on the Eastern Front. They actually grabbed a lot of Soviet gear to use themselves. Air grenade going out from the Osttruppen. Straight in the machine gun, that's actually a good throw. Killed the machine gun.
We have lost a machine gun crew.
And tank hunter down. Ooh, that's bigger.
Yes.
Then throwing a crack grenade or trying to? Well, it's not really a crack grenade, but... Actually, they beat him just with the SVTs, so that worked out. And the other Maxim here is in a good Overwatch position. The Soviet shock troops have done a lot of work already. Oh, that was a really good Gebalderladung from the Osttruppen there. So he's ditched out the air grenade for Gebalderladungs, I think.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Panzer F1 in the field. Soviets, they have gotten sabers to try and tick up though. They need to at this point because the F1 is going to be a big problem.
Panzer here.
Panzer Grenadiers moving up with their scope Sturmgewehrs. A pretty good upgrade for them. Oh, as you can see, they're just mowing down the Fonteviki here. Oh yeah, Fonteviki got mowed down. Now, will the shock troopers get out of this, the question? Probably not, due to those scope Sturmgewehrs. No, he got out.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Now, what are the Soviets gonna do, though? Looks like the Soviets are going straight for a tank. Probably a T-34. Splintering grenade going in. Soviets are ready with the AT grenade. Oh, anti-tank! Anti-infantry grenades coming out from the tank there.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
The NAVW, which I cannot pronounce. I know someone said what they were, but that's not a word I can pronounce. The Nahverteidigungswaffe. Yeah, that's a pretty complex word. Oh god. German words. Some of the German words are really, really difficult. Notice that the Grenadiers were set up with their Russian anti-tank rifle inside that church. Probably is in an overwatch position. Might see T-34 coming up. Oh, an SU-76 actually. That's not bad. The SU-76 can be pretty useful, but I think the Panzer F1 can just flank it. And depends on what they do. Oh, we're seeing double DPM being armed with shock troopers, so these guys are gonna have a lot of firepower in one squad. Lieutenant arriving for the Ostdivision, being armed with the MP-38s, the predecessor of the MP-40.
The peg gun is ready for orders.
F1 moving southwards here. This is how long these Fonteviki can hold out. Oh, that hack's supposed to not do that much. That was lucky for those conscripts. The machine guns are still mowing them down.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a
But now there is an SU-76 on the field, which is essentially just at this moment just a mobile sys-free gun. Mine detectors up, very smart.
Forces are capturing our supplies.
I think the Panzer Grenadiers will beat those conscripts up in the open at this range, especially with the scope Sturmgewehrs. We also have a Pack 40 coming out. No, that's not a Pack 38, my bad. Conscripts mowed down. T-54 coming up behind the SU-76. Another grenade going over here. Looks like it's another splintering grenade. Suppressed, and that's not good. But they actually suppressed the Panzer Grenadiers in turn. High explosive going out though. Only kill one of them. Two of them actually. T-54 in the field. Tappers holding the northern front here. T-54 heading southwards to deal with the Nazis. And the F1 is pulling back. They probably realize something heavier is coming. The Germans are actually lacking anything apart from mines I think that could deal reliably with the T-34. Well, they probably have Panzerfausts. The Panzer Grenadiers certainly do. So does Josthopen. I wonder if the Grenadiers have been armed with it though. They have not, okay. What a half-track coming out. That one might be a little bit more risky.
We are losing a sector.
Soviets laying a demo charge up here.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
More conscripts coming onto the field for the Soviets to just replenish the numbers.
Yes, comrade.
More mines being laid. Regals is definitely a good choice. Germans' anti-tank tactics relied a lot on mines. Too bad the Regal mine also triggers on infantry. Else it would be like the perfect cheap anti-tank weapon. Oh, and the Osttruppen are waiting in ambush there. T-54's gonna pull back at that because that's a pack. High explosive going out. Looks like the SU-76 have been armed with high explosive shots too. F1 on the other flank though. Osttruppen down. Got destroyed by the SU-76, I think.
Our territory is
Replacement Osthopen being called in. It's going for the Panzer Grenadiers now. Oh, good shot! You just have to be quite careful around an SU-76. The anti-infantry capability of the SU-76 should not be underestimated. Second T-34 coming out, so he might be able to overrun the Panzer IV F1 shortly. More conscripts are taking point. Panzerviki coming up here with a double DPM. The shock Panzerviki, that is. Looks like the SU-76 has just been delegated to anti-infantry duty, which is a pretty smart move against the Germans here. Especially with their specialized infantry play at the moment. That's not an easy point to take because of the MG bunkers.
T-34 ready for combat.
That's not... Yeah, he probably thought there was something back there, but there isn't. Throwing a smoke grenade instead. That'll work. Hope that'll block enough. Splinter grenade coming in at the conscripts. And with that, they will have cut off the munitions point here, which is a pretty big deal.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
T-34 going in for the kill here, but there's a pack. Heat shot. Not good for that T-34. So it's have actually lost a lot of infantry. Panzer IV H coming out. Perhaps there should be some investment in some better infantry, like some actual shock troopers perhaps. Although they cost 400. Oh god, that's expensive.
Political officer deploying now.
Oh, we also have an officer coming in for the Soviet Union. A shock officer here. Oh shit, the shock troopers die with double DPM dropping. Watch that. Don't forget, the Germans have a lot of units at the moment. I can actually grab them apart from the Osthopen and the Pioneers. Uh-oh. Good thing he retreated at the instant he saw that. You definitely don't want to risk being around an SU-76 with a high explosive shell. You're gonna have 3 T-34 shortly. That's a lot of T-34. Modern Half-Tech has been doing a good job just suppressing the area. Not getting a lot of kills immediately, but that's not what you generally want to do all the time. You want to just be a pressure on the enemy. Make it unsafe for them to move around, basically. Good shot on those Grenadiers. Oh, and now it's in range of the Pack 38. And it stunned it. Oh, it was just a critical hit. Panzer IV H is down on the field. More T-34s are coming onto the field for the Soviet Union here. Pioneers are going for the DPMs. Not looking good there.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the Rodina. The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
Not looking good here for the Soviets, but they are getting more and more T-34s. What they need is infantry at the moment.
More of our troops have been lost.
F1 down. Both T-34s are down. Now pretty huge loss for the Soviet Union right there. I think the Soviets should have got a little bit more infantry, personally, instead of focusing so much on their T-34s.
Supply sector under attack.
Because now I think the front line is a little bit more open for the Germans to push up. Especially with those veteran CV Panzer Grenadiers. Also, the Sturm Grenadiers being called in here. And a unique unit available to Ostdivision. That more has to be careful because those Sturm... those Panzer Grenadiers can just flank around here, just throw a grenade over the wall. Yeah, I don't think the Soviets are gonna get out of this one. Good attempt with the mortar there, though, but at this close range, they'll just throw a grenade over the wall. Like that. And it's probably a dead mortar. Yep, destroyed the mortar even. So it's getting an AT gun now, as well as another Maxim. The Panzer IV is able to move again. Why don't we ever see Stukes? I think, what's the point of getting the Stuk if the Panzer IV is only that bit more expensive? Structures to do their best here. But the mark target ability from the officers definitely doing a big job here. Might be a little bit too effective. Officer moving forward. Storm Grenadiers are flanking from the other side here. Now you can't see their weapon descriptions here, but I still think their weapon description is actually wrong because it says they're meant to have Lucas, not just Kar-98s and MP40. HU-76 come out for the Soviets, but I think it might be a little too late. Especially with the second Panzer IV-H coming onto the field. Smoke being called in, I think. Yep. Storm Grenadier is throwing a fragmentation grenade.
SU-76 assault gun standing by.
I didn't do that much. So that's it, sis. Might have to get back to Soviet lines though. Oh, there he goes. And now he's probably going to target it. Yeah, he's going to try and target it. I think. HU-76 is on the field though. He needs to turn his focus on that. Yeah, but that I'm going to do. That'll destroy it. Yeah, the Soviets are not going to recover from this, I think. And now the Panzer Grenadiers are going to move forwards. There's not a lot to stop them. Now it's begun to get close to more of the base now. It's getting closer and closer, and with the second Panzer IV-H, I think he has the potential to just push into the base. Yeah, I don't think the Soviets can do much, especially with all the mines also being laid in case he makes a counterattack. So I think the Germans have this position kind of handled. Yeah, there's not much else to say. It looks like it's a pretty devastating, little battle. And yeah, Ralph calls to GG, and it's over. I hope you all enjoyed this little one. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye bye.